What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. Just want to say, guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out the video more than you know. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Ring the bell. You ain't got nothing to lose. It's free. It's easy to do. I do a lot of Giants content on this channel, as well as live stream Giants games, do Giants talk shows. We streaming a lot of Yankee stuff coming up in the spring, talking about the Yankees as well. I'll actually be talking about the Yankees tomorrow night with my man Pete Simonetti from NYY News. We'll be talking about what the Yankees haven't done this offseason. Also be live for the Lakers and the Sacramento Kings tonight. Come on by. I'll be live 9:45 for that. Hope you'll tune in. And again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let's talk about everybody loves to talk about Daniel Jones, the most polarizing figure of the New York Giants that I can remember. Maybe since Odell Beckham, maybe not even, maybe more polarizing than Odell Beckham. But Daniel Jones is a very sensitive topic with some people, right? Daniel Jones, some people love him, some people hate him, some people are still on the fence about him. I've been a guy that's going back and forth with the way I feel about Daniel Jones, but at this point, I'm not going to lie. I don't think he's the franchise quarterback. I don't believe he's the future. I don't think he's the guy, in 2025, 2026. I don't believe that at all. So you may be thinking to yourself, why are you making this video then, Baddog, talking about why he should be here in 2022? Well, I'm going to tell you. The one thing that I can say about the Daniel Jones thing is I don't really understand why people get so upset and so mad when people say he's not the guy or they don't believe he's the guy. Like, why people, you're stupid, you don't know football. Like, I don't understand. It's just an opinion. Like, if somebody tells me, oh, I believe he is the guy, I don't go, you're stupid, why do you think he's the, I don't do that. Opinions are opinions. It's all it is. Everybody's entitled to them, right? So here's the reason why Daniel Jones needs to come back. Listen, first and foremost, I know that the guys that like Daniel Jones have made a lot of, I don't want to say excuses, but they've given a lot of reasons as to why he has not succeeded and has not really taken the next step. They said, he was a rookie. Then he had to learn a new system. Then Jason Garrett was the problem. He had no weapons. Everybody's hurt, in the offensive line. So, well, this is the second year under this system. Hasn't improved. Jason Garrett's gone. Offense looked the same Sunday. He's had Saquon Barkley this year, and we went out and got a number one receiver in Kenny Golladay. I understand guys have been hurt now and again, but you know what? Every team deals with this. So the last real problem here with the New York Giants, as far as why people are saying Daniel Jones is failing, is because of the offensive line. It's the O-line's fault. Okay, the offensive line is trash. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. This is a bad offensive line. It's one of the worst in football. And there is no question about that. So this is exactly why Daniel Jones needs to be back here next year. This is why. Okay? First and foremost, maybe he figures something out in the fourth year. Maybe he figures it out. I don't know. I'm wrong a lot. People always tell me, you're wrong, Baddog. You were wrong about this. You were wrong about that. Okay? So it's very possible that I am wrong. That he can figure it out in year 4. That he can take the next step. So that's first and foremost, because I don't know what he's going to be. However, going into the draft, we're looking at maybe 2 top 10 draft picks. Okay, the Bears and the Giants are not good teams. I don't know what the next 6 games are going to bring. But in my opinion, the New York Giants need to focus solely on the offensive line. Take your 2 first round draft picks. Yeah, I can talk. First day with new lips. 2 first round draft picks. Take the offensive line. Fix the offensive line. Draft as many offensive linemen in this draft as you can. Okay? If the offensive line is good next year and Daniel Jones figures it out behind the good offensive line, then you know you got your guy. Then it is proven, hey, it was the offensive line. That was the problem. The offensive line's been fixed, and now Daniel Jones is balling out. Very possible. He's still on his rookie contract. Then you can figure out what you want to do with him going forward. But maybe that is the reason that he can't figure it out. Maybe that is the reason that he doesn't progress through the play as fast as he should or locks on one receiver. Maybe it is. So let's find out. Because, hey, if the line's good and then he's good, well, guess what? Then we know that he's the guy and it was the offensive line's fault. If he's not good behind a good offensive line, then we know that it is his fault. And there's no question on whether it's the line or the coaching or this or that. At that point, you would know that it is Daniel Jones. That is the major problem. Now, Daniel Jones has been a problem. The offensive line has been a problem. Injuries have been a problem. Coaching has been a problem. I'm not putting our offensive woes solely on Daniel Jones. But let's face it, in football, at any level, quarterback gets all the glory, quarterback gets all the blame. That's the nature of the position. You are going to get criticized more than any other player on a football team because you are the most important, which is why people are so quick to defend Daniel Jones, in my opinion. Also, going forward in 2022, we have zero cap space. And as a matter of fact, we're going to have to make some cap space in order to sign our first 2 picks, because the higher the pick, the more money that these guys get contractually. We're going to have to figure it out. We have no cap space to bring in anybody to help this team. So you're going to have to draft well. Okay, that is just the way it goes. So you're not going to improve positions through free agency. So outside of the draft, you know what you have in 2022, and this team is not very good. So it's not like you can bring in other pieces and help out a wide receiving core, or you can go out and sign another offensive lineman or a defensive edge rusher. You can't do that. This team is what it is in 2022. So why would you go out and get a stopgap quarterback? Do you really think that Jacoby Brissett's going to make us into a contender? Tyrod Taylor, somebody like that, Jimmy Garoppolo, is he the guy? Like, why would we bring in a stopgap quarterback for Daniel Jones when you have Daniel Jones in his 4th year? Like, that, to me, it's just, that doesn't make sense to me. Jacoby Brissett's not taking us to the next level. Okay. So, in my opinion, just let Daniel Jones ride out 2022 behind a good offensive line and see what he has. And again, I think we need to fix the offensive line. So why would you take one of those picks and spend it on a quarterback? And I know my man Tim, he loves Malik Willis. I don't know enough about Malik Willis. I haven't watched Liberty. I still haven't watched Liberty play. I don't know anything about him. The quarterbacks that I knew about going into the year, Matt Corral, Sam Howell, Spencer Rattler. Rattler got benched for a freshman. Okay. Sam Howell, bad year for North Carolina. And Matt Corral, he's hit or miss. Like, there's no quarterback that I look at and go, God, he's a game changer for the Giants. Maybe Malik Willis is the guy. Again, I can't speak to that. But in my opinion, you're bringing in a rookie quarterback into a bad situation like Daniel Jones in with a shoddy offensive line, a running back that can't stay healthy, wide receivers that can't stay healthy, and again, kind of a coaching carousel with a new GM. And we don't know what the hell 2022 is going to bring, going into the season. Are we going to have Joe Judge? Is Freddie Kitchens going to remain the offensive coordinator? Is Dave Gettleman? Well, he's not going to be around. But there's going to be a lot of changes. Do you really want to bring a rookie quarterback into that turmoil, into a team that is bad and with no cap space to fluctuate and get better? Do you really want to bring him into a really bad situation and stunt his growth? So Daniel Jones, being his 4th year, fix this offensive line. And again, if he is the guy, then hey, you know what? We don't have to address the quarterback. If he's not, and you address the offensive line and get the offensive line watertight, then you can look at a quarterback. And when you bring in a new quarterback, you know that situation is solid and he's coming in behind a good offensive line. You also have a lot more cap space in 2023 to help fix your team. So it only makes sense to me at that point to bring in a quarterback in 2023. Now, if you can trade Daniel Jones for a couple of 2nd-round picks or a 2nd and a 3rd, the only way that I would say, do not bring Daniel, or don't bring Daniel Jones back, is if they got really good draft capital for him, and they don't believe that he's the guy going forward, and they could get, like I said, a 2nd and a 3rd round pick, and then you bring in a stopgap quarterback. But in my opinion, I would rather Daniel Jones get the opportunity to play in year 4 behind a really good offensive line, and then we know for a fact that it wasn't the offensive line, it wasn't the wide receivers, it wasn't this, it wasn't that, it was Daniel Jones. He might as well stay here for a 4th year, because let's be honest, with the same team that we're bringing out there now, I honestly don't think that the team is going to be much better next year. It could be. It might not be. But I'd rather take my chances with Daniel Jones in a 4th year just to see. He's on his rookie contract. It's not like you're paying him $40 million or something. And I don't think we have anything to lose. Because, again, I don't think a rookie quarterback's coming in here making us a Super Bowl contender next year. I don't think a Tyrod Taylor's coming in here or a Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think they're doing it either. So, again, that's just my opinion. I think that Daniel Jones should come back this season for sure, or next season, next season for sure, and let the chips roll where they may, but start to build the line like you're supposed to, and then, going forward, you got a good line for Daniel Jones, or you got a good line for a replacement quarterback in 2023. As always, we made it this far. Thank you so much for watching. You're a trooper. Always let me know your opinion down in the comments section. I would love to hear it, and we will talk to you next time. Hopefully, I'll see you later tonight for the Lakers and the Kings. It's a bad diggity dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.